Hello everyone, welcome back to Gloomhaven. Last time we came here, and it won't let me show you it again, but we came here and fought some cultists and found some more dangers lurking beneath. And now we have the decision of whether we would like to go back to Gloomhaven or delve further in and join the gloom in its realm, because this is a linked quest. But before doing any of that, we do have some decisions about levels and perks, so we'll do that first. We must return to Gloomhaven to level up. Well, we can still take our perk. Mindy. We don't have too much left to really pick. I don't think I want pulls. 2 +1 redraws. +2 and ice. Replace 2 +1s with +2s. That seems pretty good at this point. So we can go back to Gloomhaven, level up, and then come back to the Sanctuary of Gloom. The only thing that will happen with that is that when we move through, we'll have to do another quest on the road. But I think that seems worth it for 2 opportunities to level up while we're back in Gloomhaven, so we will do that. Back in the safety of the city. Battle Legend has gotten up to 15 perk points. We now only need 1 more type of demon. Oh, but the Eternal Wanderer has completed their personal quest, so maybe they will not be leveling up. So we will delve into what this means. Personal quest complete. Complete 15 different scenarios. Brutus has accomplished his personal quest and has no more motivation to go exploring monster-filled ruins. Announce retirement. Such beauty you had never dreamed of. As a mercenary, you visited places few have ever set foot in. You've even brushed paths with beings from other realms. Having now been in the presence of these natural wonders, you wish you had focused on the locations themselves rather than the battles that took place there. Your time as a mercenary has taught you to handle yourself, but some other inhabitant of the plains can take your place as a warrior. You are leaving Gloomhaven in search of more sights and experiences which you plan to take in without constant bloodshed. So, finished at level 5. We could have gone to level 6, but we did not have the chance to do so. Gold, ability cards, bound items, perks. 801 damage, 94 kills, 6 exhaustions, 138 healing, 83.3 scenario win rate. All items the mercenary owned will be returned to the merchant shop supply, and all the gold the character has will be gone. We unlock this symbol character and get 1 prosperity. Goodbye, Brutus. You will be missed. Follow the scenario Foggy Thicket to its conclusion. Faith has taken the first steps towards accomplishing her personal quest. Continue to see what lies ahead. You had almost convinced yourself that it wasn't real, that you had just seen what you wanted to. Back within those trees, though, you know what you saw. A way to find those that slaughtered your village and set things right. A way to take back the trees.
After a phlegmatic farewell with one of the band's most determined mercenaries, you find yourself wondering if others may have shaped Gloomhaven's future, only to leave the city. You have heard of a town records building in the Coin District, but never visited. Deciding that it would be the best place to satiate your curiosity, you make your way to the large circular structure in the heart of the district. Stepping through the arched doorway of the town records building, you see it houses a massive yet woefully understocked library. A sinking feeling takes hold of your gut as you take in the barren shelves. You don't want the memory of your departed colleague to die with you inside one of Gloomhaven's dungeons. With an idea brewing in your mind, you search for one of the record keepers in the library. It takes a considerable while, but eventually you happen upon a small man meticulously rearranging what few books are on the shelves. You waste no time relaying your great idea to him.
So we have gained the Town Records Mercenary Log and the Town Records Narrative. So we can now see the stats of everyone who has been or will be in the party.
So, you want to start some sort of record of all the mercenaries who've moved on from Gloomhaven? The short, bearded man asks with a scowl. Sounds a little arrogant to me, but I'm sure I've got a spare record book somewhere in the stacks. He puts down his pen into the spine of the book he was inking, and steps out from behind the counter at the front of the Town Records building. I'll be back in a bit. Don't steal anything. He gets in one more good scowl before turning and walking towards the back of the building, nearly tripping on his overly long robe multiple times. As he slips behind one of the many shelves of books, your attention shifts to the building itself. The Town Records building is a large, circular structure on the west side of the coin district. Built as a status symbol for the town of wealthy merchants, anyone who actually enters can quickly see that the massive library is woefully understocked. Some sections, such as the teachings and philosophies of the Great Oak, are reasonably full, but many others have just a handful of books occupying long, barren shelves. Perhaps this was why some of your merchant friends were so adamant about you taking a trip to the Town Records building in the first place. Recording your party's exploits creates more content to fill these empty halls. With this in mind, your thoughts turn to the open book directly in front of you, the one the clerk was working on. There are two texts on the counter, and it looks as if the clerk was in the process of transcribing the writing of one into the other. Looking more closely, however, you notice the titles are different. The complete book is titled The Rise of Human Civilization, while the other is titled The History of Gloomhaven by Dominic Scrim. Intrigued, you begin to read what he was writing. At some point thousands of years ago, humans stopped hiding in caves and began to form societies out in the open, erecting modest farming villages that eventually grew into the massive, sprawling cities we see today. Living out in the open was never easy, though. There were wars, both amongst themselves and with other races, such as the Valraths to the south. More troubling, however, were the constant raids from the more barbaric races of the world. Inox and Vermling tribes, who had no concept of peace and wanted only to kill and destroy. Walls were always necessary, as were the armed men who guarded those walls. For this reason, the civilization of man grew and developed under a militaristic rule. Those skilled in warfare held the highest positions in society and governed from a perspective of keeping their charges safe from outside attacks. While this regime of strength kept the human race alive and functioning, it did stagnate the growth of other cultural facets of society. What the civilization lacked in culture, though, it made up for with rapid expansion and settlements spreading out from the north to every corner of the continent. This created a strong foothold to ensure that humans would continue to prosper and never again have to go back to hiding in caves. Best to start at the beginning, eh? Dominic now stands before you with a small amount of leather-bound parchment. I found this in the back. It should do well for your purposes, but I see you've found something as well. He shifts his feet a bit and hands you the parchment. Most people see Gloomhaven as some backwoods caravan stop, he says, in an accusatory tone. A necessary evil in the middle of a deadly wilderness. But I disagree. I love Gloomhaven, and I believe its history needs to be documented. I think this town plays a far more important role in the history of this continent than anyone realizes, and I'm going to prove it. Dominic flashes a brief nervous smile, and then grabs up the 2 books on the counter. But it's not finished yet. Not by a long shot. Come back later, and I might have more history to share.
Okay, well, that leaves us with a party of 3 and the capacity for a new mercenary in the Summoner. With the proper concentration, an Easter Summoner can pull anything she wishes across the planar boundaries. With infinite planes comes infinite possibilities. Such efforts can be incredibly taxing, however, and a Summoner finds it much easier to transport living things or raw energy. Starting ability cards. Oh my. Summon an Iron Beast. Shield 1, affect self and all summoned allies. Wild animations. Summon Thorn Shooter, move 5. Summon 2 Shadow Wolves. All attacks targeting you and all summoned allies gain disadvantage this round. Unending Dominance. Summon Lava Golem. Wound, retaliate, range, 6 XP. Permanently burned. Denotes that this card cannot be recovered from the burned pile by any means. Burned denotes this card will not go to the discarded pile, but the burned pile. Recover up to 4 of your burned cards. Okay. So we can burn these by summoning stuff, and then get back 4 of our burnt cards to play them again. But this card, once burnt, can never return. Heal 3 at a range of 3. Force 1 enemy within range 4 to perform a move 1 with you controlling the actions. 1 adjacent summoned ally performs move +0, attack +0 with you controlling the actions. Move 4 jump. Move and attack, loop 1. Attack 2 at a range of 3 with push if wind. Heal 3 at a range of 3. Attack, range and wound with targeting 2. Move, summon giant bat with flying, strengthen all affected allies. Volatile flame, summon a living bomb. On death, attack 3, target all enemies within range 2. Attack 1, immobilize. That's going to be interesting. Health 8, ability cards 12, starting perks 1, difficulty medium, perks summoner and support. Wide array of creatures to summon. Summon abilities for all allies, reasonable ranged abilities. Low damage dealing capacity. Too many active summons can lead to too few cards. Expensive to make all the art for the computer game. Wow, get meta there. Alright, well I guess we're adding a summoner. Character name. I think more alliteration is appropriate. Samara. And now we need a personal quest. Vengeance. When you close your eyes, you can still see 2 of the children happily at play. When you open your eyes, however, all you see is your best friend dead. The guards claim it was an accident, but you know different. The guilty must be found and vengeance exacted. Sometimes blood begets blood. Complete 4 scenarios within Gloomhaven. The Fall of Man. Complete 2 scenarios in the Lingering Swamp, then unlock Fading Lookout and follow it to a conclusion. The evidence is all around you, right in front of your face, as long as you know how to look for it. Cities built on the bones of something much older, others here before you, and then they vanished. You must find some clue about what happened to the ones who came before. Right, I'm going to go for the Fall of Man. And Sumara has joined the party. Right. Before we dig into Sumara too much, let's go and level up Craggy. Craggy has reached level 6. Dig Pit. Create 1 2 damage stun trap in an adjacent empty hex. Muddle. Target all adjacent enemies. Move 2 and make self invisible. That seems kind of great. Cataclysm. Attack for 4. consume green, attack for 2 more. Immobilize all allies and enemies in the targeted area. Move 3 or consume green to move 3 more. Create 1 damage 2 stun trap in an adjacent empty hex. So that's good if we can then move our foes into that trap, because they won't walk into it of their own volition. The tricky part becomes finding ways to move them. Now, Samara does have a mind control movement, Faith has a move somebody who is next to you, and Mindy has mind control movement, so we might have some luck with that. And then move to become invisible will be another opportunity to maybe get in to a doorway and block some things or whatever else. But Cataclysm for an AoE attack of 6 seems really good. And the move 3 or a move 6 possibility is also really quite good. And what am I thinking of? We got rid of something recently. No, I'm thinking of opposing strike not being that useful to attack something in front of us and behind us. But the retaliate is good for getting behind shield. Healing, attack, 3 range 3, backup ammunition. The problem is it's another burn card, but we do get a hand of 11, which is quite a lot. And we are also losing some of our capacity to stun stuff with the loss of Brutus. Create 1 2 damage stun trap in an adjacent empty hex. I just don't think we're going to be able to get them into that trap as often as we would like. Let's just check Mindy's deck. I can't right now. That's annoying. So many decisions. Cataclysm feels like it's going to be really good once. Doing the trap. Man, this is not a decision I want to have to make. Alright, I'm going to take Dig Pit. So create 1 damage to stun trap. And move 2. So we need to get rid of something. Thinking maybe sentient growth. Put Dig Pit in, and then we get a bonus, of course. Add a +2 and 2 plus... add a -2 and 2 +2s. Ignore negative item effects. Add 2 redraw wins. Add 2 pushes. A +2 muddle. A +1 immobilize. None of these seem that great to me. So I'll take a +2 and muddle. +2 is damage. Nobody else to level up right now. None of the other experience bars are full. We did your perk already. You don't have a perk. We just did. You don't have. So now we have Sumara. So Sumara will start at level 3, I believe, because that is the party level. Or it might be the wealth level. But yes, we do have to level up. On any of your move actions, or the move action of any allies you have summoned, you may consume green to add +2 move and gain 1. Continuous. So this stays in play basically forever and thus is burnt because we can't play it more. Or move with jump 5. Grasping the Void. Attack 2, range 3 and curse. Consume darkness to stun. Attack 2 at range 3 and heal 2 self. Consume green to add +2 movement and gain 1 XP. I think Grasping the Void, because we're going to have so many cards that burn as much as we can get back 1. On any of your move actions or the move actions of an ally you have summoned. And we're not going to have that much green. I don't think we make very much, do we? Shield makes green. Yeah, apart from Craggy making more. But that's going to be fairly limited, I think. So I'll take Grasping the Void. And so we are only coming in at level 2, it seems, not even level 3. But we have 2 perks. Consistency, we are familiar with. Intensify, we're familiar with. Focus, we're familiar with. Intent, add 1+2. Bloodletting, add 2 wounds. Add 2 poisons. Add 2 redraw and heal 1. Interesting. Ignore negative scenario effects and add 2 +1 cards. I think that's an easy take. Add 1 redraw with darkness and 1 redraw with green. 1 with fire, 1 with wind. I think I'm just going to take a basic consistency as well. Right, let's take a city event since we've returned. The Void is a troubling area in Gloomhaven, a vast, barren expanse of black sand amid the bustling streets of the city. No one enters its perimeter. On a trip to the university, however, you see a young girl playing near the edge of the Void. Before you can warn her, she trips and falls onto the sand. She immediately emits a blood-curdling scream and begins to tear at her skin. Run to the girl and pull her. Watch what happens. We're playing heroes this time. We will try and save her. You grab the child and lift her clear of the haunting area. She is still screaming madly when the Easter in your group lays a hand upon the child in concentration. Slowly, the crying subsides and the child gets up and runs off. +2 reputation. And is that a character that we've just unlocked? Sunkeeper. What did I do to get that? Strange. The Sunkeeper has been trained to tap into long-dormant demonic powers and harness them for purposes of righteousness. The Sunkeeper has an assortment of healing, buffing, and card recovery abilities, and is a capable melee fighter in her own right. She works best in the role of a paladin, aiding the main damage dealers in combat while keeping them alive. 14 ability cards. That's wild. The next 5 melee attacks targeting you gain Retaliate 2. Strength, affect all adjacent allies. Consume light, affect range 2. Shield move, 1 adjacent ally may recover 1 of their burned cards. That is a permanent burn for ourselves. Heal 5, range 3. 1 adjacent ally may recover 2 of their discarded cards. Up to 3 discarded cards instead. 1 adjacent ally may perform attack 4. Bless, strengthen, aura. There's lots of interesting stuff here. And I know that Faith is close to this foggy thicket plot. Craggy needs 5 more of those, and Mindy needs 1 more of these. So it won't be too long until we have more options for who does what. We unlock some kind of bard. Whatever this is. Some kind of lion person, who knows? So the composition of the party is going to be quickly changing. We have the Foggy Thicket quest line. That is a lot of enemies. Cave Bear, Earth Demon, Flame Demon, Frost Demon, Savas Ice Storm, Savas Lava Flow, Vermling Scout, Vermling Shaman, and a Wind Demon. I think Wind Demon is the only one that Mindy needs remaining for her life quest as well. And if we do that quest, then Faith will retire and Mindy could retire all after 1 quest. So that's going to be very interesting coming soon. This admin has been nearly a half hour in its own right. And so since it was my birthday yesterday and I'm feeling... well, fragile wouldn't be unfair. I think, rather than ploughing on for what could be a 2-hour mission right now, I'm going to cut this off here, and then next time we will go into our first mission with Sumara, and we'll see how everything is going to change, because I feel like we're at quite the tipping point in the campaign. So I apologise if this was a bit of a slow disappointment of an episode for you, but I will try and make it as clear as I can in the title and description that this is a combatless one. You might have noted that by seeing the length of the video to begin with. But in any case, thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.